This is Jason with Food Fighters Restaurant, and you're watching No in Huntsville.
Joe, are you ready?
Yep.
This is Tom.
I'm Joe.
And this is No Huntsville. Once again, we have a great music episode here today. We have local band Foot Pound Force, Nerd Rock, right? So this is these guys here. They play the con circuit. They're trying to get into the brewery circuit. Guys, thanks for coming in and playing with us today.
Oh, we're very happy to be here.
All right, so let's get a little background of the band. So tell us about the background of the band, what type of music you play, and about the members here.
Well, my name's Dave. I'm the bass player.
Hi, Dave.
This is Brandon. He's the drummer, jack of all trades.
Brandon.
And this is Ken.
The new addition to the band.
Yes. Addition.
All right.
Sometimes known as Dr. Insano.
All right, how did that, okay, let's start there.
We have a song that was written by one of the founders of our band called Little Red Button by Matt Barron, who recently left the band and moved to Chattanooga.
Right.
But we've been playing that song for years, but Ken latched onto that song when he was learning our set.
Okay.
And there's a character in Little Red Button. He's a mad scientist named Dr. Insano.
And you've taken on that persona now. That's you.
Maybe not in the interview, but you know, on stage.
All right.
Man.
Well, we don't. You don't have to play it out or anything. We just wanted to make sure we know the roles of the band here. All right. So, talk to us about some of the. Well, let's talk about Nerd Rock. What's Nerd Rock? So if anybody doesn't know out there.
Nerd Rock is a very broad genre because it includes every style of music. It's just nerdy content.
Right.
People talking
I
about.
guess the hip hop would be nerdcore, right?
No, it's the rock version
of nerdcore.
It's rock. Yeah, there's nerdcore as well.
What are some of the influence of nerd? I'm thinking of
Weezer?
Yes and no.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Weezer.
What? What'd you say? Winger?
Weezer.
Oh, Weezer. I thought you said Winger. I was like, where are we going here?
They're far from nerds. They rule, dude.
They are cool.
MC Chris.
MC Chris is a big nerdy hip hop.
What about Rush? Is Rush?
Rush is in the influence.
that?
I would say they're nerdy.
It's got to be, right?
Oh yeah. If you talk about like bands of the main prog rock era and stuff that old, I would say I'd say David Bowie and Yes and they're big influences. There's all kinds of offshoots in nerd music. There's so many to talk about. We play in what we call a Filk track in Atlanta at Dragon Con.
Okay.
Filk is a sci-fi folk music, so to speak.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Now I've heard it all.
That's as niche as you get.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't get any more particular than that, right?
But nerd rock can be anything, and it has so many subgenres or subreddits. We could probably call them too, for that matter.
Okay.
So many subreddits. That's hilarious.
Brandon and I actually opened for a wizard rock band called
Oh yeah, so you guys, that's we're blowing your minds.
Talks and the
We need to have more than one episode with these guys because I feel like we're going to go down a rabbit hole of just really cool or not so cool stuff.
So yes, Wizard Rock. 2 Wizard Rock acts were on tour, and we opened for them on the loading dock at the library.
Wow.
Wait,
That is a specific genre too. They
On the loading dock of the library. That's the best venue for nerd rock I could possibly think of.
And it was packed.
And it was packed. Of course it was.
It was like 200 people there.
Nice.
Oh, wait, hey, so any of the guys dressed up as characters of anything?
Yes.
All right, so
We can either confirm or deny some of them.
see, that was the best answer to that, by the way.
You might see some of us at Dragon Con dressed as characters.
Okay.
I've been known to be Darth Vader undergoing, well, not
that's a go-to,
not
right?
the full suit. The Anakin turning into Darth Vader thing.
Of
so.
course, duh.
What it is?
Morph rock.
I walked around Dragon Con killing younglings with my lightsaber. That's basically what I was doing. So,
Bam, that just happened.
We don't have, Matt had the best costume.
Matt had the best costume.
Yeah,
All right,
Our co-founder Matt Barron dressed as the redneck Tinkerbell.
yeah, that was awesome.
what? I don't even know where to...
He went without shaving for a few days.
Okay.
And dressed up as Tinkerbell, smoking a cigarette, like this is great.
All right.
They welcome them all.
Yeah, you guys are an inclusive group. That's what the main point of Nerd Rock, I guess, is, right? You guys accept everybody.
It sounds fun though, man.
It kind of does sound fun. We need it. We should definitely attend one of these things.
I would love
You need
to.
to.
We should be like the Triumph, the insult dog, because I feel like we could have a lot of content. Like, it would be easy to...
It'd be really easy for you guys to set up.
It sucked to get beat up at NerdCon.
It would suck to get beat up.
There's a story about that.
Is there a story about that?
There's several.
Oh, no.
There's a bunch of people dressed as stormtroopers one night at Dragon Con a few years
I
back.
bet you stormtroopers can fight.
Yeah. I'll just say that a lot of people dressed as stormtroopers are cops, firefighters, and ex-soldiers.
Totally believe it. They will whip
And they show up as units, cohesive.
Yeah,
units.
like a real unit. And they play the part, I'm sure.
Oh, they
Because
are.
they spend a lot on their uniform.
Yes.
Like that stuff don't come cheap.
So, Dragon Con is coincident with 2 SEC football games on Labor Day weekend in the same neighborhood as the Georgia Dome. You got 5 hotels in Atlanta that are taken over by nerds. And you've got the people co-sharing it with SEC football people.
Oh my god!
Oh, and there's a NASCAR race.
And there's a NASCAR
And there's
race.
a baseball game. Usually.
And so one year, an SEC team that shall remain nameless got beat, and they were wandering around town drinking after the game, and they wandered into one of the hotels of the Dragon Con, and they were a bunch of drunk football players. They started messing with the stormtroopers. And the stormtroopers proceeded to open a can of whoop ass on them. So
wait, gosh, man, that is
How
awesome.
missing this stuff?
That's some story where the stormtroopers just beat up the hell out of some jocks. Right?
Now the redneck Tinkerbell doesn't seem so far fetched.
Perfectly
Totally
middle
makes
road
sense
at
now.
this point now.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's pull everything back to the music. All right, so talk to me about. So you guys have some? Did you guys put some albums out recently, or
we're
you working on some right now? What's going on with that?
yeah, we have thousands of recordings, but we don't release them very often.
Okay.
We're really busy with our day jobs.
Okay.
We're all engineers.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you got to play the part of real nerd. You gotta actually have real job. You can't just pretend that you're nerds. You have to actually have
I
jobs
had to
that
go to
support
college to get a degree to play in this band.
that. There you go.
That's the reason we went to college.
There's prerequisites.
That's
to
right.
be-
Yeah. There's some stepping stones to get to nerd rock, and being engineers is probably one. And by the way, this is the town to do it, right?
Yeah.
If there's any town that
man.
would support this type of genre, this type of music, would be Huntsville because of the sheer amount of engineering-centric companies that are here in town. Which is, and I'm a member of one. I mean, I work for one as well. So I mean, it
So
goes
there are
across.
several musicians in this town that are engineers, and
Yeah.
there's several bands. You actually had one on your show a few weeks ago, Tangle String Studios guys.
Which are great bunch of guys over at Tangle String and the
Great.
Liquid Caravan,
They're
right?
all engineers too. So, and a band we opened for at the Brew Stooges a few weeks ago, 59 Minutes. They're all engineers too.
Yeah, let's not get it
Love
wrong. It's
that
not
name.
bad to surround yourself with really smart people.
Right.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that.
There's
I mean,
a
it's
ton
really
of
good.
creativity in this town because of all
There
the
you go.
knowledge in this town.
I need to start doing that.
Surround yourself with smart people. Oh, man. The digs all the time, never stop. All right, guys, so you can catch Foot Pound Force music on facebook.com/footpoundforce. Also, you have a Bandcamp, which you can look up. If you go to Bandcamp, you can look up their music. April 4th and May 2nd, they're going to be playing over at Brew Stooges. And again, big ups to Brew Stooges, who always supply us beer over here. We can't say enough about those guys.
Awesome.
And it's a great little venue to have bands because it's real intimate, small, plus it's really good beer to go with that. So everybody support Brew Stooges. Support these guys. Thank you so much for coming out. We're looking forward to playing some more music. And go out and watch these guys play. And if you're at a convention, look these guys up. They're probably going to be dressed as weird whatevers.
I'm gonna give before we sign off,
All
I
right,
want to
here
give a
we go.
special shout out. We are going to be having a special opener on May 2nd with the Wrong Brothers.
Okay.
Mr. Brad Posey from the Invisible Cities band.
Mr. Brad Posey here, all
Yeah,
right.
so that's
No, where's that again?
It's going to be at the Brew Stooges.
At Brew
I think,
Stooges,
May
okay.
2nd. Yep.
May 2nd. So everybody come out for that. It's a great tap room, great beer, and a great band. Guys, thanks for so much for coming in. Looking forward to you playing
Thanks for
music,
having us.
and man, it's going to be great. Thanks a
More
lot.
stories.
All right. Good?
Yeah.
We get everything?
You did
Just
you
about,
did
except
the
for- except for
USB,
these.
dude.
Oh, wait, talking about USBs record.
Oh, you're still recording? All right.
Yeah, we're still recording.
Yeah, you can edit this. Maybe since we're editing this.
No, we don't edit anything. It just goes raw.
All right, that's
Whatever.
awesome. It's just like Brad.
Yeah, whatever happens, happens.
All right, so We have here a USB stick. We call our 21st Century Mixtape.
And has your logo on it.
Has our logo on it.
Nice.
And what better way to present your music for Nerd Rock than to have a USB stick?
That's
right.
How apropos, right? That's
So,
perfect.
This is our 21st Century demo tape. We've got 2 albums on here. And we're going to present one to you.
Thank you very much.
And it's got one we call One Take Wonders, which
Okay.
is an album completely of stuff we just made up, like on the spot, and very improv. We've got hours and hours of improv recordings for the last 7 years,
All right.
8 years, and cold from the first, I don't know, 6 years or so of the band, or One Take Wonders as we call them, that are on there.
All right.
And we've got some songs like Weather Dominator, Sparkly Bass Boat, the Hip Hipster song.
That's Tom's song right there.
So,
Hip Hipster.
Mosh Pit Bandwidth. And so we've got several of those songs, but we also got a folder on there, a folder of songs that are more regular set list items, but they're all stuff from the era that Matt Barron played with us. So
Okay.
But
So there's 8,000 songs on here. This is a terabyte USB drive, and it's completely full. So you guys check it out. So if I wanted to get one of these, how do I do
you
it?
can buy it from what's at a show right now.
Okay,
We
so
don't-
come out again, April 4th, May 2nd, Brew Stooges. You guys can see these guys play. Get one of these terabyte USBs, get all the music, and drink really good beer. So there you go. Thanks a lot, guys, for coming in, and looking forward to you guys playing some more.
Thanks
All
so
right,
much,
guys.
right?
All right, good? We're done now?
We're done.
All right, sweet.